Aloha, this is Stephanie with Turtle Flow. Welcome to Yogi Tea Time. How are you doing? So let me just put Yogi Tea Time episode 7. And today we will be talking about flow state. Hi, Jupiter. How are you? Nice to see you again. Hope your day is going well. So before we get into the topic, I'm doing really well. It's a little cloudy in LA today. So I hope you're still I hope it's sunny in your sunshine state. So today I am drinking, again, none of these tea that I share here are not sponsored, but I'm just showing you what I like to drink. So today I'm drinking 4 Sigmatic chai latte mix with reishi, which is a mushroom. It's an adaptogen mushroom that's really healthy. So please let me know what tea you're drinking, or if you're drinking coffee, or if you're not drinking anything, that's fine. You can also share your favorite tea or coffee. So hope you're doing well on this Thursday. So this is just a casual conversation, but I do come up with a topic to focus on to help elevate each other, to support and motivate each other, and just engage in a high vibe conversation to help us keep our vibrations high, since there's so much going on. And right now, the most important tool that we want to add into our toolbox is to use all these different techniques and tools to keep the vibration high. And that also keeps our immune system high, and that we get to claim our sovereignty, our truth. And in that, we can survive and be our best selves and create the life that you are dreaming of and manifest it. So the flow state, so this channel is all about flowing and creating more ease instead of going against. And in order to do that, the more you do these mindful practices, the Reiki, relaxation techniques to manage stress, the more it helps to keep you in that state of flow. But then the flow state that we'll be talking about is a little bit different. So it seems like my internet goes in and out a lot, so bear with me if I freeze or get blurry. So lately, I don't know what's going on, but my internet's been going in and out a lot. So I apologize for that. So I'm going to start with the definition. Let me see. Let me catch up on some comments. Thank you. My background is the mandala with the flowers. It's from tapestry. It's a tapestry that I hung on the wall. And yes, I love Phil. And actually, Phil is a friend that I have honored to meet. And I actually met him through coffee. No pun intended. But yes, green tea is really good for antioxidants and so many great benefits with green tea. And you can do actually like a ceremonial, very meditative ceremony with even the making of the tea and then the drinking of the tea, make it into a whole meditation practice. So you're drinking water. Yeah, right now we want to drink lots of water. Water is a conduit, energy conduit. So it's really important to drink high quality, good water. And if you don't have access to alkaline water, you can always squeeze some lemon. That's beautiful. Yeah, Florida is so beautiful. Am I still frozen? Oh, no. I think I keep going in and out. So hopefully... Hi. Hi, Rachel. So it seems like I keep freezing in and out. So let me know if something doesn't, if you miss like any important points, then I will repeat. Uh-oh. I don't know what's going on with the internet. Sorry. Alkaline water with lemon. That's great. Okay. Yeah, the bar keeps going back and forth. So anyway, I'm going to get into the topic now. So how are you doing, Rachel? So today I'm drinking the Four Sigmatic. So Four Sigmatic, I'm drinking the chai latte mix today, but chai tea is actually the traditional tea for yogis, and it's based in black tea mixed in with oftentimes it's like with cardamom, cloves, cinnamon. Some people put anise, star of anise. A lot of people can buy the ingredients. You can boil and make it yourself. And so today I'm drinking that. But Four Sigmatic, again, I'm not sponsored by them, but they also have a lot of great coffee with mushroom. The mushroom is their most important ingredient to boost your immune system. So just relax and matcha tea. Yeah. So I will get into the topic now. So I'm gonna read you the Wikipedia definition. So the flow state we're talking about, it's usually tied with like optimal performance and really doing things beyond what we think we can do. And I'll be just talking about how to get into the flow state, what helps with the flow state, and little spiritual twist on it, because it's more of a I think pseudo psychological term. So it's Wikipedia definition of flow state. Again, it's different from being with the flow, which is what this channel is about, going with the flow, being in the flow, and supporting the empaths to become their most creative, best selves and manifest the best life. So that's what the purpose of what I'm doing with this channel. But the flow state we'll be talking about, it's a lot of athletes use this to get the optimal performance. And the Wikipedia definition is being in the zone is a mental state. Flow state is being in the zone, is a mental state in which a person performing some activity is fully immersed in a feeling of energized focus, full involvement, and enjoyment in the process of the activity. In essence, flow is characterized by the complete absorption of what one does and the resulting transformation in one's sense of time. Yeah, so the flow state, it kind of has that water element quality. And actually today is the first day of the Scorpio season, which is a water sign. I'm actually a Scorpio rising. So this is perfect synchronicity alignment. So it requires you to be in the present moment, fully focused. And you also lose this sense of self. You create that oneness. And ultimate goal of yoga is to get to that state of oneness with all that is. And when you're fully in the flow state, it puts you into that state. And all the physical practices, meditation, breath work, all the stuff you do in yoga is the ultimate goal is that enlightenment, which takes you to that state of what's called a samadhi. So it's kind of is in line with that. And it's time when you're in the flow state, it feels like you're in this time warp where everything feels very slow. But once you come out of the flow zone, flow state, after completing a task you're immersed in, like 5 hours can go by and it feels like 2-3 minutes. But while you're in it, it feels really slow. So that's called a time dilation. And the more you work on cultivating focus, concentrations, a lot of meditations that you do to cultivate concentration. Like I have the flame meditation where you just candle flame, where you just focus on a candle flame. So those kind of activities can help you to cultivate more concentration, which will also help you to be in the flow state. And when you're in that state, you feel like a superhero. You feel your best, you get more energized, and your performance can even go beyond what you thought you were capable of doing. And then the more you do it, the more confidence you build, and you get to improve on your performance even more. But in the yogic tradition, we don't want to focus so much in the result. In the athletic world, that's how they use a flow state to achieve the certain results. But in the yogic philosophy, we want to focus more on enjoying the journey and enjoying the process of doing the activity in the flow state without being so attached to the outcome. Your fire sign, Jupiter. Yes, the water is definitely, it's like electric conduit, and we are all electricity. And 70%, 80% of our body is made up of water. So it's a very powerful tool for manifestation and also to be in the flow state. And water is definitely life. You're welcome, Jupiter. I'm so glad you're here today. Both of you, Rachel. So, let me see. So enjoying the journey without being attached to the outcome. And if you want to get more into that concept, the best yogic text is the Bhagavad Gita. And it's a very intense, long story, but one of the main theme and lesson from that text is serving your dharma, finding your purpose, and you don't have to be your best. I'm having like a Mercury retrograde moment here. You don't have to be your best. but doing your best with devotion. Once you've connected to your purpose, and usually when you follow your passion and do things that put you in the flow state more easily, that's what's going to lead you into your purpose. And just like that quote saying, follow your bliss. So when you follow the bliss, then it leads you to your purpose. And you're also listening to your heart and listening to your soul's mission. So daydreaming also helps with that, just getting into that state. And in the psychological world, when they're talking about the flow state, they say relaxation doesn't support the flow state. Rather, you want to do a more challenging tasks. But I believe that doing this relaxation practice opens you up into the flow state when you're actually engaging in activities that requires you to be in the flow state. But definitely meditation practices, yoga nidra, relaxation technique, anything that manages your stress so that you're more open to creativity instead of staying boxed in with limitations. And if you're too stressed, oftentimes you get more limiting thoughts and beliefs that blocks you. Oh, okay, great. Manifesting with water. That's great. Congratulations on your car. So, there's a guy named, I can't pronounce his name, but Csikszentmihalyi. Csikszentmihalyi. That's the best I can do. In 2004, he did a TED Talk and interviewed a variety of self-actualized, high-performing people, including mountain climbers, chess players, surgeons, and ballet dancers. And according to him, the human mind, and he did a lot of studies based on all these interviews he did, the human mind can process up to 120 bits of information per second. And when we're challenging ourselves with a task, our mind reaches full capacity. If the activity at hand happens to be something we enjoy and we're good at, we achieve a flow mental state, and it can leave us feeling ecstatic, motivated, and fulfilled. So my question to you is, do you think you have to be engaged in a challenging task to be in the flow state? Or does relaxation help with the flow state in your experience? Okay, good. So I feel like when I was doing graphic design work, definitely being more relaxed and allowing my mind to be just kind of empty and still, creating that space helped me to be in more of the flow state, rather than trying to get too attached to what I want to achieve and be pressured by time or trying too hard. So you want to do things that bring you joy, passion, activities that can put you in the flow state. You can definitely yoga, physical movements, running, whatever. Even the physical activities, pick something that you enjoy. It could be dancing, it could be running, it could be, doing other things that helps you move your body, maybe sweat a little bit, but also keeps yourself in that present moment. And then joy and passion can really cultivate it. And you also want to kind of change up routines so that you're not in this autopilot mode. So if you're always doing the same things, yeah, that's what I think too. But like the research I did in the psychology sector and the presentation, they're saying relaxation doesn't initiate a flow state, but I disagree for sure. And I think it can help you to be tapped into your higher self, the higher consciousness, because flow state is an altered state of consciousness. So it helps you to achieve that altered state of consciousness easily. And you're not in your ego self. And he did say that the mind, that our mind can reach like beyond full capacity. And I've been a student of A Course in Miracles with Marianne Williams for a long time, Williamson. And she also talks about how even the geniuses in the world are only using 1% of our brain's capacity. So our capacity as human beings, we haven't even tapped into our fullest potential. So it's so much more limitless as to what we can do. So the more we practice, focus on doing these practices, and one of the best breath work to tap you into the flow state is the box breathing. And I have a video on that, how to do the box breathing. And it's basically you inhale. If I'll just use 4 to start. You inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4, hold 4. But anytime there's a retention, you have to be very careful. Yes, cleaning can put you in a flow state if you enjoy it. I don't like cleaning because I'm allergic to dust. But it can definitely, whatever, like doing dishes can put you into the flow state. So it's not just about doing art or anything creative or just taking a shower. Like again, you're still like working with water, daydreaming, changing up the routine. And the biggest killer of flow state is multitasking. And I think I talked about this in, I forgot which video, but the best way to test how inefficient multitasking is to write out A to Z, time yourself writing A to Z, and then 1 to 3, 1 to like 26. Time that, and then try going back and forth between A, 1, B, 2, C, 3. And when you start to alternate back and forth between the alphabet and the number, but you still have to do it in the order from A to Z, 1 to 26. And if you time those, you will do so much faster just writing A to Z, 1 to 26 versus going back and forth. So multitasking is definitely a no-no. So the more you can reduce distraction, the more you can be in the flow state. And then if you have hard time focusing, concentrating, it could mean two things. You can do some concentration meditations outside on a daily basis to increase your concentration skill. And you can also evaluate maybe the activity you're involved in is not for your highest calling. So that's also a determination to see. If it's harder to get into the flow state, that's also going to help you to see what is more in line with your purpose, your dharma. And again, in yogic tradition, it doesn't have to mean you're the best at it, but if you know if it's your calling, you do it with devotion and your best effort, and just show up to do that. Yes, the human mind is the most powerful tool we have. And brain is definitely like a computer. It's actually more capable than the computer. And the more we do these practices, we're going to be able to communicate more telepathically instead of depending on the computers. And then let go of any limiting beliefs. Again, routine. Sometimes if you're always going up and doing the same thing, eating the same thing, or taking the same route to go to places, that kind of puts you into that autopilot mode, and it kind of blocks your flow. So you want to kind of change up how you do things. Yes, gardening is definitely good, and you get very grounded and get you in that oneness with nature, to the Mother Earth. And then before you do any activity that you want to be in the flow state, you want to limit as many distractions, like turning off alerts, notifications, maybe having the app turned off, like emails, phones, and any limiting thoughts you can always let go. And automatic writing on a paper is good. And then there is another thing, this guy Stephen Kotler talks about pattern recognition. So it's linking the ideas together. And in order to do that, you also have to create space in your brain. So instead of always reading up on the same type of topic in your core area, you also want to read things that you're interested that's outside of it. And then I know with this pandemic that we're going through during this lockdown, a lot of people are starting to get more into their creative endeavors and not tied to making it into a career. So people who don't normally sing will take up singing or instruments and writing, and they don't. They just do it for the pure joy. Yes, the time definitely does move slow when you're in the flow state while you're doing it, but then once you're done, you don't even know where the time went. It goes by so fast. And the more open you are when you're in that flow state and you're opening yourself into that altered state of consciousness, you can also really go into tapping into the etheric realm to get downloads from your guides, your higher self. So you can get downloads and do things beyond what you imagined you could do. So, a lot of singers, songwriters, sometimes they feel like they didn't even write the song, or people can write books and they don't, once they start the project, all of a sudden all the material just kind of flows through effortlessly, and they don't even know that they don't feel like they wrote it. So that's what like true flow state can also do for you. And it makes you even more creative than you thought. So sometimes it's about just getting started, doing things to get rid of any distractions, and then also just blocking out time and just committing to that task. So this pandemic, I will show you. This pandemic opened up my eyes a lot. People and what they think and believe. It was one of those necessary evils, I believe. I learned a lot and forever grateful for it. Yes, and it definitely showed people's true colors, and unfortunately, it caused more division. That part is, kind of sad, but it's also very important to practice non-judgment and stay in that neutral state. So that's what I've been trying to do with people that are, I try to really stay away from any heated discussions, or I haven't even deleted anyone or blocked people unless they are really, really out. Yeah, so you can get really effortless downloads. Let's see. Yes, I love Course in Miracles. Jesus and Ananda channel. Yes, I had the privilege to go to this theater called the Savant Theater in LA. And Marianne Williamson, every Monday night, she used to lecture there. So for like 4 years, I was there every Monday. And I did the workbook, and it took me 3 years to finish it. But it is amazing. It was a lifesaver for me. But I'll look up the Jesus and Ananda. Yes, definitely the biggest call and silver lining of this pandemic is to allow people to slow down and spend quality time with family and just reflect, self-reflect, and just think about what is their highest calling and tapping into some inner joy. And also, it gave the earth a break. You get to see how much damage that the humans were causing environmentally. So I hope when everything kind of settles back to be able to go back to semi-normal states, I hope that we can keep up with maintaining our carbon footprint to be reduced and take care of the Mother Earth. And, being in nature, taking like nature walks or just being at the beach, relaxing and just listening to ocean waves, just inhaling that salt water. There's a lot of negative ion in the ocean that helps to like energize and boost your immune system. Sun gazing, taking that light codes and energy, life force energy from the sun is also important. And those are all activities that creating that oneness, being in that nature really helps with the flow state too. And so the flow state amplifies creativity, and then creativity amplifies flow state. So it kind of works hand in hand. And just doing things kind of outside the norm. And the more you get to increase the time that you spend in the flow state, the more you'll be able to create life of your purpose, improve your creativity, and do things beyond what you thought you were capable of. And just getting out of the way so you're not attached to the outcome or the results or the end product. And definitely automatic writing helps too. And when you get downloads during the flow state, definitely write it down because a lot of times you won't remember. And writing, paper, and pen or pencil, handwriting is a lot more effective than just typing in your phone or in the computer for these type of activities. Meditative drawings. Yes. Yeah, just drawing, the process of drawing itself can be very meditative. And I come from, he said, have you ever heard of meditative drawings? I've been doing that for people on a personal level, and it's been very interesting because I never know what type of drawing is going to come out. Yes. Hi, Cassis. How are you? Yeah, it's late over there in London, huh? Yeah, so when you're drawing, it's the same thing. You can start with a blank canvas, and then you just never know. When you go into that flow state, it's a matter of like setting the time and starting. And then you kind of go with the flow of what's going on in being in the present moment. Hi, Bear Evans. Welcome. So if you're just joining, I'm pretty much at the end of it. So this will be available in replay. And it takes a while for it to show up in the upload. So if you don't see it there, you can always go to the Yogi Tea Time playlist. It's always there, even though it's not done processing. So if you have anything you want to share, if you have anything you want to share, or if you have any questions, we can just talk a little longer. But yeah, drawing can be meditative. And in drawing, if you want to get into you can do the right brain drawing, which means you flip if you're actually drawing something and try to copy it, you can turn it upside down and then just try to not trace, but draw the line side by side. And when an image is upside down, you kind of go into the right brain mode. So you disassociate with identifying what it is. So it kind of takes you out of that logic mode. And you can actually draw exactly identical to what you're trying to draw. Then that's the right brain drawing technique. So I come from family of artists, and I grew up drawing, and I was a graphic designer for like 16 years, mostly designing DVD menus and Blu-ray menus before I became a yoga instructor. So definitely, and then when you're playing music, you can also get into the flow state. Yes, a lot of creative people are left-handed. I grew up in Korea. So in Korea, if you're left-handed, they force you to be right-handed. So then you get very confused with directions and things like that. At elementary school level, that's when they do that. So I think I was a left-handed. Some things I do left-handed, some things I do right-handed. So I'm more ambidextrous now, but I think it's because they forced me to be right-handed. But I think I would be more left-handed if I didn't grow up in Korea in my early childhood. Yes. So, all right. Do you have anything else to share in terms of how the flow state, or let me, if you did something like beyond amazing that you weren't expecting to do from a flow state, you can also type that. You had a teacher that tried to. Oh, that's nice. Your parents stepped in. So you had a teacher who tried to force you to be right-handed, and then your parents told the school to leave you alone. That's nice. Yeah, in the US, like, they don't force you to be right-handed at all. There are a lot of left-handed people here. And I've noticed that most creative people are left-handed. Yes, the sound of the wave is so soothing, and it definitely puts you in that flow state. And surfers definitely have to be in the flow state, and you have to be focused and in the present moment. And ocean is just so amazing. And we're all little waves in a big ocean. Multidimensional spiritual beings having human experience. And we're all individual souls, like little waves in a big ocean. And that oneness, when you connect to that oneness, is when you can really get into the optimal flow state. And the surfers that ride the biggest waves, they definitely have to be in that state to achieve. All right, well, thank you, Jupiter. That is definitely my goal, because there's so many things in the world that are inducing that fight or flight response, and everything is so fast paced. So, I have learned how to teach all the different types of yoga, which I'll talk about in another video. But especially for this channel, and just my purpose, like, I've got more focus on what my purpose is with yoga, and also going more into Reiki now, is that I just want to offer more of the calming, relaxing, and that's more of my practice now. So you have to be very authentic. So, I started with power yoga and all that, but, even the practices that I offer on this channel, I focus more on gentle yoga, yin yoga, yoga nidra, restorative yoga. And even the talks is to induce more calmness. And when you are in that soothing, calm state of mind and emotion, it puts your physical body in that parasympathetic nervous system, which helps to self-heal and boost your immune system. And that's called a relaxed response state instead of the fight or flight. Oh, are you moving to Florida now instead of Sedona, Rachel? That's exciting. I used to live in. Thank you, Cassis. Yeah, you don't have to. I understand. You don't always have to comment, but I welcome comments and whatever thoughts you want to share. Feel free to comment as much as you would like, but if you don't feel like commenting, you don't have to. But yeah, like I think I've told you the first time you came on Jupiter. I lived in Miami for 9 months back in 2001, so I do love Florida. So, so much for joining me today. I wish you all amazing rest of your day. And then if you do something in a flow state that amazed you, then definitely you can come back and comment and let me know, or you can just DM me. And sending you all love and good energy. Thank you so much for joining and contributing to this conversation and sharing your experience. And I will be doing the Yogi Tea Time every other Thursdays at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you can't join live, it's always available on replay. So you can do it at whatever is tea time for you if you want. Whenever you want to just kind of relax and have some conversation to stimulate your brain and put you into the higher consciousness. That's the purpose of this channel, this specifically this tea time. And I'll be definitely doing like full moon, new moon, Reiki, and Yoga Nidra, Yin Yoga videos. So thank you so much for subscribing, liking, and commenting. And if you ever want to come on as a guest panel, so you can do a video conversation with me. So whenever I post a topic, if you feel like you want to come on and have a conversation with me via the video, you can email me and join my email list. And we can arrange that before the live show. And if you're on Instagram, please follow me at Turtle Flow Yoga. And I'm wishing you a wonderful rest of your afternoon, evening. Have a great night if you're in London. Sweet dreams. Thank you so much for joining and watching, commenting, participating on the live chat. And go within and find your inner sparkle. Namaste.